What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So this is day 69 of the cut series. Um Going good. So I weighed in this morning. I was 226.6. So down 23.4 pounds. Not mad about that in just over 2 months. So great progress there, nice and controlled. I haven't really I've never had like any cravings or anything like that. Lately, I've been struggling a lot more with tracking and everything. Um, but we'll dive into that a little bit more. So I'm outside the gym right now. I intended on bringing my pre-workout and sipping it as I film this, but um, today is going to be the last day of videos for the cut series. So I've been kind of toying with that for a little while. So back a while ago, I got sick, wasn't tracking during that time, wasn't working out. It was just like a couple days, but it kind of threw me off a little bit. And then I started getting back into it. And then honestly, I haven't tracked anything since last Thursday. Today is Monday. So it's been a few days. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I didn't track at all. Didn't I didn't even eat the same foods. Like my eating patterns were much different. I definitely didn't hit my protein, but at the same time, I weighed in like 226.6 has been my lowest weigh in so far. So obviously, I was in a deficit. I didn't like binge eat or, have a bunch of crazy calories, but I did. I was just wasn't feeling it. I kind of just I like haven't had an appetite ever since. Honestly, ever since I got sick, I haven't had an appetite, and I still don't really have an appetite. So it's been like a struggle to kind of get my meals in on time and everything. But I decided to end the cut series because I didn't want to have to stress about tracking my meals and worrying about being in a deficit and losing weight over the holidays. So kids have, I don't know what it is, 16 days or something off from school. And we're all going to be home. So I'm sure we're going to be eating kind of different meals and things like that. So I didn't want to stress in regards to trying to do all of that over Christmas break. So what my plan is I'm going to be going more so into a maintenance phase. Um and really, again, like I don't intend on tracking. So I'm not going to be like weighing everything out, and I'm just going to kind of eat when I'm hungry, try to make sure that I'm getting good amounts of protein with each meal. So that's going to be like a mental note in my head of just kind of keeping track as to like what my protein intake is for each of my meals. So I'll probably be focusing on that. But I'm not going to track it or anything. I'm just going to mentally just like, okay, there's 38 grams of protein in this. I got to make sure I, get a few other meals like this. Um, so that's kind of the plan in terms of nutrition wise. It's going to be a lot more flexibility, increasing my calories, trying to, just maintain the weight instead of trying to lose. Even if I like, especially because I know my carb intake is going to go up from increasing my calories back to maintenance. So, with that said alone, I know there's going to be like a initial weight gain, which I'm fine with. I know I'm going to go up a few pounds, but once we jump back on it after the holidays, then we should be right back on track. So that is kind of where I'm at with it. Again, like I think my goal date for hitting 220 pounds was the end of January, beginning of February, sometime around there, but it was an arbitrary number. I don't have a goal. I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not training for a competition. Like that isn't what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to just essentially fit health and trying to be as fit as possible and be able to keep up with my kids and have a ton of energy. And I know I feel better when I'm a lighter weight. Like I've noticed a lot of inflammation in my joints and like just discomfort being as heavy as I am. So that's kind of been the motivation. It's more health oriented, not as much physique driven anymore. So that's kind of why I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to maintain over the holidays, maybe even a slight bulk, but I want to be able to enjoy it. I want the flexibility. I don't want to be stressing. I don't want it to become this big issue where, oh, the scale's going up. So I'll probably still weigh myself just because that's like just like a daily habit I have. Honestly, I don't really even care about the number. For me, it's all about just like, do I notice changes? So I'm try to be very in touch with how I feel, and kind of focus on that. The number doesn't matter. I just more or less just want to make sure that I'm not like overeating, or if I feel like very bloated, like I'd like to see what number I'm at so that I could be like, okay, like what did I consume that made me retain so much? Like why do I feel this way? Why am I inflamed? Why is my, you know, why am I more bloated than usual? I find that that's kind of what I use it for, is like, okay, well, the scale showing I'm 5 pounds up from yesterday, so obviously something I ate yesterday is like not passing properly, or like my body is struggling because I feel bloated or whatever it may be. And that's kind of why I still do it. But yeah, so that's the plan in terms of that. As well, in the last video I mentioned leaving comments. I also made a post on my social media, so on Facebook, just to see kind of what other people were doing in terms of fitness routines, because right now I haven't really been following a program. I've just been going in. I have like my set days where I'm like, okay, I'm going to do, back and biceps on this day, legs on this day. So I have like a basic frame, but I don't have like specific exercises. I don't necessarily like have a specific rep range, or like really I'm pushing myself hard. I'm doing exercises I enjoy. I'm seeing results, but I wanted to kind of follow a little bit more strict of a routine. So something where I just have everything outlined so that I don't have to think about that, and know that it's something good. So that is currently, this is going to be day one of my new plan that I am going to be following. So I will pop it up here so you can see what it is. But essentially, um, I purchased tons of programs, but this one is an 8-week program. I believe it's called like the Build and Burn. I can't look it up on my phone right now because that's what I'm filming with. But it's a program by Fouad, who, if you don't know, he's a bodybuilder. And yeah, I purchased it off his Hostile website a while back. And I liked it at the time. And I was like, hey, you know what? 8-week program's kind of nice because then I can do a little bit more digging. Or if I'm really enjoying the routine, I can just always, repeat it, or maybe switch a couple things up. But I like the way that it's laid out. It's got like your heavy days, and then it has more of like pump days. And you want to try to hit like your lagging body parts twice a week. So it's essentially, I think it's four days and then one rest day. No, 3 days and then one rest day, and then 3 days and then one rest day. So it's an 8-day cycle. Within those 8 days, you should be hitting your weak parts twice and everything else at least once. I think for him, he had chest and shoulders, and then hamstrings and quads for his like pump days suggestions in the workout. So I'm going to be switching those up because chest and shoulders honestly aren't like I don't think that they're a legging body part. I definitely need to work on my back. So I think uh I'm gonna focus more on back and calves. Um and then on the other pump day it would be hamstrings and quads, because I feel like I could always use that leg work, because for most of my training when I started out, never hit legs anyway. So I think it's a good idea to just continue to grow those. And I've noticed a lot of gains within like my hamstrings. Specifically, my quads have always been very lean and muscular, and they've definitely put on a lot more size now. But my hamstrings, I honestly almost never noticed my hamstrings in the past. And now, like, I actually noticed like a little bit of curvature in there. So I get super excited about that. So I'm going to probably do that. I'm not gonna show you specifically what's in the program, because it's a program that he sells, and I'm not going to just hand that out for free, even though I have low views. You never know. One of these videos might blow up someday, and then all of a sudden everybody has access to this program that he worked on, he put thought into, and is selling it, and I don't want to just give it away. Um, so I'm not going to be putting like the rep ranges. I'll probably show some exercises, but at the same time, like, he makes it so that it's a little bit more flexible, so you can plug and play exercises that you'd prefer. And then the pump days, there's no set workout. It's more so like, okay, decide what your lagging body parts are. We're going to hit them, and you essentially pick the exercises. So really, like, it's going to be still a lot of flexibility and a lot of my own preference, but I'm also going to push myself to do some of the exercises that he recommends, just because, if you've seen his physique, they work. And most bodybuilders honestly all kind of, they gravitate towards the same exercises, and that's for a reason. And so that's what I'm going to do. So that's the workout plan. I'm going to try to run for the full 8 weeks, starting today. So today is going to be day one, and then we'll kind of go from there. And yeah, so it's going to be a maintenance. I'm still going to be putting out videos, just kind of with updates on, we'll see how I maintain. Honestly, these videos have just been holding me extremely accountable. Like, there have been so many times where, especially recently, like, my eating patterns are off, so I know I need to consume so many calories, and I'm like, oh well, I could just get this, or I could just eat this. And I've made better decisions, because I know, like, hey, you know what, you've committed, you're putting these videos out. And yeah, it's just been a really good accountability tool, which is honestly what the plan was going into it. I didn't want to just, like, have this crazy transformation and take it so aggressive. I wanted it to be at my own pace and figure out, I I want to create the lifestyle that I want to live, right? So it's very gradual, it's very slow progression, it's building up certain disciplines, and just getting used to this new routine of the healthy, fit lifestyle. And fortunately, I've always been passionate about it, so it's something that, like, I'm always anchored to. But at the same time, stress, life events get in the way, and sometimes you fall off track. So I mean, this is one of those moments where, like, I know if I go into the holidays on a cut, I'm setting myself up to feel like a failure. Even though, if I did fall off track and I was cutting, and then all of a sudden I did consume 3,000 calories and, you know, put on a couple extra pounds of body fat. Um, it's all part of the journey. Like, it's not necessarily a failure, but I know my mentality is like, no, you're either all in or you're not. Like, move on, do something else, focus on things that you want to give 100% on, because in the end, that those are obviously passion areas. So I'm like that with every single thing I do. If I become passionate about it, I'm 100% all in. And so that's kind of how I'm working around this. Is, you know what, we're going to go into a maintenance. We're going to try to stay as close to 226.6 as possible without stressing, and having a little bit more flexibility in my diet, trying to still hit. I mean, like, I was hitting like 200 and I think my goal was 212 grams of protein, and I was hitting more like closer to 220 to even 230 for grams. So I can, like, I don't need to hit even 200 grams. Like, you know, I could aim towards, you know, like 0.7 grams per pound of body weight, or I don't even know what the math is on that, so maybe I'm close to it. But like, I can drop that a little bit, so I'm not going to be as obsessive about making sure I hit that mark, especially being in a maintenance. It's, you know, you're not in that catabolic state of like your body is starving for food, and that's why you're losing that body fat. You're in a maintenance, so you're already getting a little bit more. You have a little bit more energy to put out and burn through. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. But I'm gonna go in and hit a workout. All right, so I'm back for a quick second. So I just finished my workout. Great first workout of the program. This week is kind of easy, and then next week volume picks up, gets a little bit more intense, but good first workout. Got a nice leg pump going. Um, I completely forgot to film any sets, so it was pretty busy in there, and it seemed like everybody was hitting legs, which is surprising because it's Monday. Expect everybody to be doing chest, but people be hitting legs today, so it was very busy where I was trying to train, and I didn't feel like getting in people's way with filming. I also honestly just forgot. I was like over halfway through the workout, and I was like, oh yeah, I was supposed to film a couple sets, but it is what it is. But that is it. So just wanted to let you know it was a great workout. Comment down below, you know, where you are on your journey, if you've started one yet, if you plan on starting one, maybe you're starting in the new year. Let me know what's going on. Let's get this community going. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, as it significantly helps get views for the videos. It helps with the algorithm. Same with, make sure you subscribe and turn those notifications on, because that helps the algorithm. It also keeps you up to date whenever I post a video. You won't miss any. But yeah, that is all I wanted to say. So I will keep pumping out these videos, but they will be switching a little bit as we go. So stay tuned for that. But until next time, peace.